Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Our today's lesson is about Old English manuscripts and dialects. So, in this video, we shall discuss about Old English manuscripts and the dialects of the Old English language. We know very little about the origin of English literature. So we know very little about the early texts, which were oral in form, which were communicated orally, passed on from generation to generation with variations, omissions, additions, and embellishments until they were set down in written form. In this way, they have come down to us. The surviving texts are called extant texts, which are partial, which are fragmented, and representation of the original, because they have come down to us with variation, omission, addition, and embellishments. So they are not exactly the original, but representative of the original. Yes, we could not have known at all. We could not have known at all if they were not written down or preserved. Thanks to the Christian monks and nuns, who then were the only people who could read and write. They preserved, it is interesting, they preserved the texts not in Latin, the language of the church. They were Christian monks and nuns, but they didn't preserve the texts not in Latin, the language of the church, but in Old English, the language of the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes. Let us, for our better convenience, let us present this matter in another way. First, early literature is oral, not in written form. Second, they were written long after they were first performed. First, early literature was oral literature, not in written form. Second, they were written long after they were first performed. So, no details about the text about the author. No details, no authorship. Sorry, no authorship. No authorship. Anonymity is one of the feature of Old English poetry. So we know little about the author who wrote them. And third and finally, the written text either either not preserved or destroyed. So the scanty of Old English texts. This flowchart will help us to understand our today's topic, Old English manuscripts especially. And later we shall concentrate on dialects of Old English language. So first, early literature was oral, not in written form. Second, they were written long after they were first performed. So no details about the book, about the author, about the poet, about the writer. And third, the written text either not preserved or destroyed. So the scanty of Old English poetry, especially Old English poetry. So now we shall concentrate on the manuscripts in which they were preserved. The manuscripts in which Old English poetry were preserved are late in date, are unique and four in numbers. So there are four Old English manuscripts in which poetry is preserved, and they are Old English manuscripts. They are four in number. First, Beowulf manuscript. Beowulf manuscript. So it is named after Beowulf, the great epic of Old English of Anglo-Saxon age. So Beowulf manuscripts. It is now in British Museum. British Museum or library containing poem like Beowulf and Judith. So that is Beowulf manuscripts. And second manuscript is the Junius manuscripts. Junius MS manuscripts. Junius manuscript. So it is also known as Cadmonian manuscript. It is also known as Cadmonian manuscripts because of containing poems of Cadmon. It is held at Bodleian Library. It is held at Bodleian Library in Oxford. It is called Junius manuscript because it belongs to Junius, the librarian to Lord Arundel. So, Beulah manuscripts first, second, the Junius manuscripts, and third, the Exeter book. The third one is the Exeter book. Third manuscript is of the four, the third is the Exeter book. Number 3, manuscript number 3, the Exeter book containing poem like the Seafarer and the Wanderer. Seafarer and the Wanderer. Still kept in the Exeter Cathedral Library in Devon. So the Exeter book containing poem like the Seafarer and the Wanderer still kept in the Exeter Cathedral Library in Devon. And manuscript number 4 is the Varsili book. For the Varsili book. The Varsili book now in the chapter of Varsili in Italy. Now in the chapter of Varsili in Italy, it is not known how it came to be in Italy. So the Varsili book now in the chapter of Varsili in Italy, and the dream of the road, the dream poem like dream of the road, and two of the signed poem of Sign News are preserved in this book. So, this is all about Old English manuscripts. First, the Wolf MS, second, Junius MS, third, the Exeter book, and fourth, the Varsity book. These are the Old English manuscripts. Now, we shall concentrate on the second part of our today's video, that is dialects of the Old English language. Dialects. We encounter difficulty in reading Old English poetry because the language is different from that of today. Its grammar, vocabulary, diction, syntax differ from the language that we speak today. And there were four dialects, or the Old English language was divided into many dialects, of which the four prominent are: number one, Northumbrian dialect; Northumbria; second, Martian dialect; third, Kentish; and fourth, West Saxon dialects. These are the four dialects of the Old English language: Northumbria, Martian, Kentish, West Saxon. Northumbria, North, language of the North. First to produce literature. It is known that literature was first produced in these dialects. Martian dialects. The second dialect is Martian dialects. That is language of the Midlands. Begetter of modern English, the English we speak today. So, begetter. Modern English came out of Martian dialects. The Midland dialects was used by Chaucer. Chaucer used Martian dialects. And from these dialects, our today's language, modern English language, owe much to this dialect, indebted to Martian dialects. Kentish, the language of the southeast and West section, language of the language of Alfred, King Alfred, and due to which, due to political supremacy of the West section, Wessex became the standard, and in which almost all the extant texts are preserved. So this is all about the dialects of Old English language, and in the first part we have discussed about the 4 manuscripts of Old English poetry. So this is all about our today's video. Viewers who have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe and share the video among your friends. So thank you.